Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I uploaded, and that's because I've been in school for the past 5 weeks. But speaking of school, I have a story to tell about my first day. And yes, it's 5 weeks late, but I think it's still a story I want to tell because it just pissed me off so much. So, it's the first day. I wake up early because on the first day of every semester, I usually get myself like a treat before or after. And I was like, okay, this time around I'm gonna try Dunkin' because I've never tried Dunkin'. There was one like relatively close to my school. So I left with enough time to get Dunkin' and go to school. But actually, no, I didn't. Because for some reason, when I was in line getting my Dunkin' drink, it took approximately 30 minutes. The line was not that long. There was only like maybe 6 cars in the whole drive-through. It took them 30 minutes to make this mediocre coffee. So I'm like, great. So I'm late already, but I was like, okay, I'm only like 5-ish minutes late now. If I just drive to school, I'll be 5 minutes late. It's the first day, they'll be forgiving. My first class that I was gonna have that day was a teacher who I already knew, so I knew he wouldn't be like super pissed if I was late. But yeah, also it's the first day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like 5 minutes late. It's not that big of a deal. I hate being late, and I hate that this coffee sucks, and it took them forever to make it, but whatever. So I drive into school. Yeah, so actually, the parking lot is filled with approximately everyone in the entire world. Yeah, no, I actually counted, and it was everyone in the entire world was in the parking lot. So I circled I went into every like back corner of the parking lot, no room. I had to park on the street off campus and walk down the street, across, through the parking lot to my class. Yup, no, yeah, that's great. No, thank you. So I ended up being 15 minutes late. 15 minutes late. So I walk into the class with a coffee in hand. Walking in late with a coffee in hand. Just shoot me. But okay, I walk in late, coffee in hand. I scan the area. Guess where the only available seat is? Front and center. And guess who's surrounding that seat? A bunch of men. Now, look, I'm not trying to be a man hater, but when it's guys that you don't know and you have to sit like in the middle of all them, it's like, oh, okay, what's going on? So I take my seat with my coffee. Oh, being late with a coffee. Being late with a coffee. Being late with a coffee. Oh my God. I sit down. The man behind me taps me on the shoulder. I turn around. 50-year-old man, no brainer. And he tries to like introduce it. Like, I don't remember what name he said, but let's just go with like Joe. He was like, hey, I'm Joe. And I said, I'm good, and turned back around because the teacher's talking. I'm trying to catch up. I just got here. The teacher's talking about stuff about homework and late work. I need to hear this. Okay? So then I'm on edge now. I'm on edge because now I know the person behind me is a freak. So I'm like sitting hunched forward. Okay, and then the guy behind me goes, can I go to the professor? Can I go to the bathroom before you do roll? The professor's like, yeah, go ahead, go to the bathroom, and then when you come back, I'm gonna do roll. So whatever, he goes to the bathroom, he comes back. And the teacher's like, okay, let me just get my papers so I can do roll now. This man, who is, like I said, 50 years old, I'm guessing by how he looked, I don't actually know, but gets up in front of the classroom and is like, yeah, and talking to just no one. I don't even know who he's talking to. The teacher's just like off to the side getting the roll sheet, and he just walks in the classroom, stands up, and is like, I can already tell this is going to be a great class. Hey, you back there, you asked a really good question, and I can tell you're really smart. And then he goes, and you're beautiful. Thanks. No, sorry, I don't have any money. Like, oh my God. Oh, okay. And then he sits back down, and I'm about to vomit. I'm about to projectile vomit all over the whole entire room. Anyways, the teacher continues to take roll, and it's so cringe because every time the professor says like the name of particularly like a Hispanic sounding last name of a girl, the guy behind me will like turn to the girl and be like, "Where are you from? Cubano? Or you could." Who cares? Shut up! Let this man take roll. And like he's like every girl who he's like attacking is like, what? Like he's like trying to like talk and be suave to girls who are like halfway across the room who can't even hear him. He'll be like, "Oh, where are you from? Oh, are you Mexicana?" And they're just like, "What? Yeah, no, yeah, Panama. Yeah." Like they're just like, they're confused. They're like, "Shut the up, leave me alone." And then, and this is where, you know, this is where I almost just ran out of the classroom and jumped off a bridge. Then when the teacher says my name, the guy behind me like repeats like, "Sydney," and I'm like, "No, yeah, you should be locked the hell up. You should be locked up in prison." And it's hilarious that guy made a point to talk about, this is going to be a great class. That hasn't been here the past, 4 weeks. He was there for literally the first day and never came back. So I don't know why he was trying to make a big deal about, I'm going to be the star of this class. Where are you now? I'm glad you're gone, but I don't know why you made such a point to be like, ooh, I'm the main character. Okay, so whatever. My next class of the day, much more chill. Just normal. And then I get out of that class because I only had 2 classes that day, and I'm just talking with my friend, sitting, hanging out, okay, and then she invites me to her house because she got a new apartment. She just moved out from living with her parents, and it's like all the way across town, traffic heavy, whatever. We go, we hang out, it's fun, whatever. But then I'm like, okay, I have to go home now. So when I'm pulling out of where she lives, I'm not familiar with the area, so I'm not sure whether I'm like what lane I'm supposed to be going into. So I kind of make an awkward turn that makes it so I end up a little bit too much in the lane next to me. And there's no one there. There's no one like coming super fast. So I'm able to like kind of reverse out and then get back into like my proper lane. But as I'm reversing, a bus is coming. Not in either of the lanes that I'm in. He's like completely on the other side. The bus is coming. I'm like all the way over here, kind of like diagonal, and I'm like trying to like correct myself. Mind you, no one is like directly around me, so it's not like I'm like backing into people and like maneuvering. Like the street was pretty much empty besides the bus. But then the bus driver, who is like holding an apple and like chewing an apple like a beast, is like trying to get me to roll down my window and is like, yeah, and I'm like, no, like I don't, first of all, no one's around, so I don't care if you're trying to reprimand me for getting in like the lanes diagonally. No one was around, so I don't care. Like it's not like I was gonna kill anyone. And then he was just coming being like, run, and he was like yelling at me with like apple in his mouth. This motherfucker thought he was in NYC. He ate the Big Apple. I was like, I'm not rolling down my window so you can like, so this bus driver can yell at me. No. And chew with your mouth closed. Like, I don't care. So, yeah, like, the whole day, I was just, like, up here. Like, I was just, like, ah! I was, like, oh, my God. I was just so annoyed. Everyone was getting on my nerves. Late, with a coffee, have to sit in front of freaky man. Then drive all the way to my friend's house, leave my friend's house, and this man who thinks he's in New York thinks he could get me to he's, like, signaling me to roll down my window. Oh, you need to yell at me? 1 second. Let me just roll down my window so you can yell at me. Shut the hell. Why would I allow that to happen? So I kept my window rolled up, and he kept yelling at me, and then he went like, whatever. Like, yeah. Luckily, that was like the worst day of the year so far, so it hasn't gotten worse. It's only gone up from there. But basically I have to get to school like 30 minutes early to find a parking spot because the parking hasn't calmed down. But anyways, yeah, that's my first day of school story where a freaky old man with a nose ring tried to like hit on me or something. I don't even know. That pissed me off the most, because it's like, you see that I'm like young, right? Like, you see that I'm like freshly out of high school, and you're old as like literal dirt from the Bible. Like, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You're dust. You're old as dust. Why are you even talking to me? Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to dye my hair back to black pretty soon. So in the next video or the video after that, I will have black hair. Like this color, my normal color. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.